Stay with us as we stay on this topic. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is expected to travel to China next week to attend a high-level meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, according to official statements released in Beijing. The meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the SCO will take place in the Chinese city of Tianjin on July 15th. The Chinese Foreign Ministry confirmed that, besides participating in the ministerial talks, Jaishankar will also undertake a bilateral visit to China. The gathering will be hosted by Chinese Foreign Minister and senior Communist Party leader Wang Yi, with representatives from all 10 member states expected to attend, including Russia, Iran, India, and Pakistan. The ministers are set to discuss a range of issues spanning regional security, economic cooperation, and broader geopolitical developments in the SCO region. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Madhav Nalapat. Thank you, Madhav, for staying with us. Now, how might this India's participation in SCO shape its diplomatic strategy amid ongoing tensions regarding border as well as Pahalgam issue with China and Pakistan?
Look, the fact of the matter is that it is important that India continue in BRICS, continue in SCO for a simple reason, and then you can have a voice there and you can make your voice heard. I think those who favor walking out of these organizations, in my view, they're wrong. And I think it's absolutely correct for India to continue in these organizations. For example, there was a lot of effort to get a common BRICS currency, and India completely disagreed with that. And as a consequence, the BRICS currency is not a reality. So the reality is it's better to be in these organizations and make your voice heard. And I have no doubt that we have a very able external affairs minister. He's going to make the Indian voice very clearly heard, and he's going to make it clear. I mean, the case of Pakistan, he already said terror, the Prime Minister said terror and talks don't go together. Well, aggression and friendship do not go together, and aggression and trade will not go together. The fact of the matter is that you cannot separate anymore what's happening on the borders of India, what's happening in the Indo-Pacific from trade. And therefore, I think the need for diversification is very strongly felt, not only among the Indian public, but within the Indian leadership. So I'd like to point out that it's important that we have a seat at the table, and so our voice can be heard, rather than get off that table and leave a vacuum where our voice should have been. We have a very clear, definite point of view. We have been a democracy right from the beginning of our independence from colonial rule in 1947, and we are very proud of that fact. And I'd like to point out that it is. I mean, therefore, I completely agree that Minister Jaishankar should be at SCO. I completely agree that it's a bilateral visit, and I'm very sure he's going to say some very firm things. Of course, the problem is the Chinese will say, we nod politely, and they will keep saying, all right, and then they'll do exactly as they please. We have seen that play out with different countries at different points in time. But today that act is wearing a bit thin, and whether it's Japan, whether it's India, whether it's the other countries, they realize that, look, I mean, the fact is, honeyed words are wonderful, but unless honeyed words are followed by action, they're of absolutely no value whatsoever. They're there simply as camouflage, as window dressing. So I think Minister Jaishankar will make the voice of India heard. He'll make the views of the Prime Minister who leads the government of India very, very clear to all who are listening. And I think it's therefore a very welcome development that he's traveling there, and also having a bilateral visit where these issues can be directly taken up. with its Chinese counterparts. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Nalapat, for sharing that insight. You will stay with